what we're going to be doing this evening, is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. We're going to be talking about what the BYOB cash out is. We're going to be talking about implementing and utilizing the tools, but we're also going to be analyzing some trades. So I'm going to get my screen share with you guys. I know we got some new people on here this evening, so I definitely want to welcome you all. For those of you all still learning how to cash out, I definitely want to welcome you to joining us this evening. So welcome to BYOB Market Talks. This is definitely where you come and you are learning. And I'm gonna be running from 2 computers, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me this evening, because I definitely want to share something with you after I walk you all through how to do this. I definitely want to walk you guys through how to navigate this process after. I definitely want to walk you guys through this process after we so just bear with me as I try to do this, because if we're going to be looking at longer trades, right? We're going to be looking at some longer trades. I know a few of you guys are asking about how to use a trailing stop loss and things of that nature. So we definitely gonna actually don't want to use this one. Make sure. All right, so, and my screen is not shared. You guys do not see that, do you? That might help if you could see my screen. Thought you could see it. Okay, let's try this again. Let's start over. Okay, you should be able to see it now. Let's start over. Okay, so let's talk about what the BYOB cash out is, and then we'll pull this trade back up from this morning. You know, we'll definitely pull this trade back up from this morning that we actually had going, right? We'll definitely do that. So, you know, definitely want to walk you guys through this. So what is the BYOB cash out? What is that? So let's talk about what the BYOB cash out is. It is a strategy. Let me get on the right time frame. It is on, we want to start on the 15-minute time frame, okay? We want to start, it begins on a 15-minute time frame. And as you can see, I'm on GBP NZD. And when I'm looking at GBP NZD, you can see where, you know, you can see where it had a significant downtrend, right? You can definitely see where this has had a significant downtrend. And now it's kind of, you know, it's kind of moving sideways, so we're not going to touch this for analyzation. I kind of want to pull over here where I'm kind of showing you all exactly what this is, you know, what the BYOB cash out is over here. So as we come over here and we're looking at what the BYOB cash out is, I'm going to drop an arrow on here because I want you all to understand, and I want you to be able to stay with me as we go through time frames, okay? I definitely want you all to be able to see what I see and understand what I'm looking at, all right? And I'm gonna take my time going through this because I want you guys to understand the importance behind this. I definitely want you to understand. If you have a question, any one of you have a question, I need you to drop it in the chat, okay? I need you to drop it in the chat if you have a question, okay? Now, when you are looking at that, where you begin, I need you to start understanding that the stochastic is the one indicator. The Hikanashi candle is another indicator. My PSAR is another indicator, all right? So it's 3 indicators that you're using. That's what I'm using, okay? 3 simple indicators. Now, when I began analyzing my trades, I began with my stochastic. My stochastic is where everything is going to begin. It's my stochastic. So my stochastic is what is called a leading indicator. Now, I'm not looking at my candles first. like you would with Japanese candles, because these are, see if I switch this, Japanese candles are traditional candles, right? These are traditional candles, right? Hikanashi candles are an indicator. So Hikanashi candles are an indicator. Just kind of want you to make sure you understand that these are an indicator. Now, so they're a lagging indicator though. This PSAR is a trailing stop loss. It also lets you know when momentum shifts in the market. It is also where you place your stop loss. I'm going to actually put a stop loss, right? Your stop loss, let me change this back to yellow. Your stop loss is either going to be here, or your stop loss is either going to be here. So, right? So it's going to be there. So that's where the stop loss is going to be. Now notice that you can cushion it, it's just not here, or it's going to be way up there. So that's where it's at. So the BYOB trade ideas button, I'm gonna just answer this question real quick, we just got that tab added. So we have not sent out a trade idea on there since we got the tab added. It was literally just added the other day. And the ones that I've given have been given on a call. So we just, I mean, it was literally this week, the other day on, so we just, I mean, the tab was just added. So nothing has been, so that date, you know, I understand why that date is on there. So it's probably a defaulted date. It hadn't been that long since something was put in there, but so the candles are Hikanashi candles, and all this is defaulted in here, okay? Just remember all of this is defaulted in here, okay? All this is defaulted in here. Now, and I'm gonna say this too. You need to be on the vibrato. You need to be on the vibrato. Make sure you're on the vibrato. So now, the stochastic. When I come to the stochastic, I'm looking at the stochastic. It ranges from 0 to 100. You analyze on the vibrato, and you need to be on the vibrato. Whether you're on the vibrato on here, on the computer, you're on the vibrato on your phone, but you're on the vibrato. You see how I'm on the website, imlwebanalyzer.com. Or you can go to im.center, but that one just has a white background, okay? So I'm walking through it. So now, just understand that. Now, when you get to enter your trade, you enter the trade on MetaTrader 4, okay? You enter the trade on MetaTrader 4. So I'm gonna back up because I had a few questions that I answered. So so if you drop a question in the chat, I'm gonna answer all the questions when I finish going through this. So first thing first, the stochastic. The stochastic is my leading indicator, okay? It is my leading indicator. So notice that this runs from 0 to 100. You're looking around 20 to 80, basically this shaded area. So around here, where you actually have the 80 and the 20, right? You got the 80 and the 20. So 80 to 20, if it's around the 80, I'm looking for a sell. But I need that crossover and cross down. And that's gonna happen first. I'm not looking at the candles to tell me what the trade is doing. So like if I was over here, well, actually, you know, if I was over here, I'm not looking for candles first. I'm looking at stochastic first. You see how here I actually have a crossover and cross down beginning to happen, right? So I would not be looking at my candles first. I would actually be looking for my stochastic first, okay? So that's what it looks like in real time. We're looking at a past trade. So of course, you know, it played out. I can tell you to pretend like you're looking at this, but the reality is you're not gonna, I mean, your eyes have already seen it. So there's no way you can pretend like you didn't see it. So this is what real life it would look like, right? Space and opportunity is what you have, space and opportunity, okay? So you got your stochastic blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. And here, when you're looking for that buy, blue line cross over the red in an upward momentum, right? That's pretty much what you're looking for, okay? That's what you're looking for. So now, okay, now this is also, once I determine that I'm looking for a sale, okay, I come back up here and I'm looking for that red candle with a flat top, okay? Red candle with a flat top, PSAR flip to the top. So Hikanashi candle is my trend candle, and my PSAR flip to the top, that's my trend. I mean, that's my momentum, my trailing stop loss, okay? So you definitely want to make sure that that happens. Now, the stop loss, okay? The stop loss. The stop loss is something that you want to make sure that it goes above or below the PSAR, okay? The stop loss goes above or below the PSAR, okay? That's where you want to make sure that stop loss goes, above or below the PSAR. It does not go on the PSAR, it goes above or below the PSAR, okay? Just kind of want to make sure I highlight that, above or below that PSAR, okay? So, and why is that? This is a trailing stop loss. It is a trailing stop loss. You notice you have one per, oh, you're very welcome. You have one per candle. So this is when momentum shifts. So you never want to put it on, you know, you never want to put it on, because even if it wicks back up, like right here, take a look right here, okay? What, this is a perfect example of why you don't put it on there. A perfect example. So let me make this a little bigger for you. I want to make sure you guys see this. So when you look at it right here, when you look at it right here, when I see this right here, look what happens. This pretty much just about touches my PSAR, right? This is why you don't put your stop loss on the PSAR. It is not going to come outside of it. It's a trailing stop loss. So it's not going to come outside of it until that momentum shifts and that PSAR flips. So when we're trading, you'll hear me quite often say, you know, you often hear that terminology, the PSAR flip, wait for that PSAR to flip. Do not take a trade until you get that PSAR flip. Do not take a trade until you have all the momentum that's going with it, okay? You want to make sure that you have all the momentum that's happening with that. So now, here we are. This is where we are, okay? This is where we are. So you have everything lined up for your trade. But what I do want you to understand, you do not know where you are in the market. You do not know, the lower time frames do not tell you where you are in the market. Yes, we know we were in a sale because once again, you know you can't erase what you already saw. But you want to look at it from this perspective, right? You want to look at it where you got nothing but space and opportunity. Where am I at in the market? So you want to use something called time frame confluence. Very important, okay? So we don't want to get in a trade, right? We don't want to get in a trade. So you can't, you don't know that. PSAR, okay, example of a PSAR flip is exactly what we just said. You see how the PSAR is at the bottom? The momentum shifts and now the PSARs are at the top. The PSARs are at the top, the momentum shift, now the PSAR is at the bottom. So that's what PSAR flip means. The PSAR just simply went from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. So you think about it. I have blue line, I got my crossover, top, flat candle, flat candle, red candle, flat top, PSAR at the top, right? Over here, I got my crossover and cross up at the bottom. And if you kind of think about it like bottom, 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 top, 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 okay? Crossover, cross up, I got my flat green candle, flat bottom, and that actually didn't happen till over here somewhere, but I got my PSAR happen first on this one. So when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, bottom, 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 top, top, top. So you're just looking for all three things to be on the top, all three things over here to be on the bottom. Now, time frame confluence, okay? Time frame, I'm gonna draw this line for you guys right here. Okay, So I'm gonna draw this line for you guys. Is where everything lined up. So when I go down to the bottom, I drop down to the 5-minute time frame. And when I drop down to the 5-minute time frame, I need everything to still be selling. Okay, I need everything to still be selling. Everything needs to still be selling because the 5-minute happens first. The 5-minute happens first. So because the 5-minute happens first, everything needs to still be selling, right? So that needs to happen. So that's part one of my time frame confluence. I'm getting to the trailing stop loss, and you cannot do it on a mobile. Now, when I go, mobile is using these PSARs. Then when I go to the hour, now the hour, I want you guys to look at something because I always tell you that I want it to look like it's something you'll put on a watch list. So I'm actually trying to show you guys right now, actually really trying to show you, something that looks like, so I wanted to put lines on here so I can kind of focus your eyes in. So does that look like something you'll put on a watch list? Now the candle, of course, I need a red candle. Gotta have that red candle. Now, but does that look like something you put on a watch list? Absolutely. So if you are a 111, right? You are a 111. See, now you're seeing it. If you are a 111, then you know you can get your 10 pips and cash out. You then go to your MetaTrader 4, do your market execution, do your adjustment for your 10 pips and cash out. If you are a 222 and you understand, you're still learning, but you don't understand support and resistance lines, you need to do your 10 pips and cash out. If you are beginning to understand support and resistance lines, you can trade down to that first support line. Now, if you are advanced, right? That's why I know I got all sorts of levels of people on this call. If you are advanced in your trading, okay? If you are advanced in your trading, then you can come down here up to the next time frame. Remember, the 1 hour is the swing of the market, and the 4 hour is the trend of the market, okay? The 4 hours is the trend of the market. Well, right now, my trend of the market is telling me we're buying. But I can also see that my stochastic is becoming, is becoming to the 4, is starting that crossover. So, but it's not matched up yet. So, but it's leading into it. If you are advanced enough that you see it's leading into it, then you know that you can go a little further. But I'm telling you that if I'm not taking a trade longer than that unless I know where it's headed. So I know my 4 hour is kind of leading into that, where I see it's leading into that, you can trade down to the next support line. So really quick questions. Does the 1 hour need to match all 3 parts? No, the one that I am trading on is the one that needs to match. And what's the difference between a swing and a trend? The swing of the market it could be a correction, right? If I'm looking at the 1 hour, the 4 hour is gonna be the trend of the market, where the market's headed. Like that was in an overall sale, but that 1 hour is gonna happen first, right? That's gonna happen first. So that has to happen first, right? It has to happen first. So this is the swing, but see, in my swing of the market, I could have been in a correction. This is not a really good one because that one was just like, it was quick because that's like a range. But for the most part, right here, this is a correction. So that, that's a counter trend trade. That's the swing of the market right here. That's a counter trend trade, okay? So that's a counter trend trade. That's a counter trend trade. So you got to understand what those are and what that is. So those are counter trend trades right there. Okay. That's what that is. So, all right. And now somebody asked me, I want to be able to show you this. So let me keep moving. But somebody asked me about, I want to, because I have to get to this. I got to remark this back up a little bit. So I'm going to go on this one. Somebody asked me about those trades. So let me show you something and how this actually got to be here, because we just got this link on here, right? So we just got the link that's literally right here where it says BYOB. Haven't dropped anything in here yet. Mr. Rogers typically will drop the US 30s. I have not dropped anything in here as of yet. And the reason is, and I'm gonna tell you why, you will see things soon, but you haven't seen anything yet. Now, the reason why is because you are the signal. When you see a trade come from me, I want you to know how to analyze it and make, you know, same thing we do all the time, because you know how I am about signals. I want you guys to understand how to understand when you see something, you are the signal. I am a master trader. I am the signal. All my trades end in profit. That does not change. So you are going to be able to look at that, and you are going to be able to understand and analyze that trade and take it, right? So, and then if somebody's a 111 still learning, they have enough confidence in themselves that they're going to be able to take that trade, because they're learning the BYOB strategy, BYOB cash out, and they will be understanding they'll be able to cash out, and it'll start helping them, right? So it's coming though. And so then Mr. Rogers, his background in investment banking, he's actually the spokesperson right here when you log on. So you can see that this software definitely is, it enables you to trade like the banks. And so that's why we're always telling you, no, you need to be utilizing the vibrata. This software literally helps you trade like the bank. And so this is where, you know, he is the spokesperson for this tool. And so he brings credibility and validation because of what this is able to do. So you see where it says it enables you to trade like the banks. So I'm going to, while we do this, I am going to switch over my Zooms. I'm gonna change the view. So I must change my share, right? I'm gonna change my share because I wanna now, because I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna pull some things up and I'm gonna show you how to, definitely wanna show you how to do this trailing stop loss, but I have to change my screen share to be able to do that. So let's say we just took a trade, okay? Make sure you can kind of see that. All right, so now I did this for the call, okay? You see, this is my demo account, okay? This is my demo account, and you guys can kind of see, make sure I got the right one up. Okay, so you guys can kind of see that in here, I did this because I wanted to make sure that we had the trade in here for me to show you how to put in a trailing stop loss, okay? I do not believe in hedging accounts. That has not changed, okay? So it definitely has not changed. So before you ask me the question, because I know you guys who trade with me on a consistent basis, but I wanted to be able to show you guys exactly what, how to do the trail. And I just did this right before the call. So you can kind of see where this trade is in, okay? Got a trade going on GBP NZD, and you can kind of see you got to take profit up here. Okay, now you see this is a computer. So I don't normally trade on my computer, on a MetaTrader 4 on the computer. I'm always on my phone, right? I'm typically on my phone. So I'm typically on my phone. So I enter my trades on my phone, but you can still enter your trades on your phone and then open this up and do a trailing stop loss. So there are multiple ways that you can do this, right? You can enter your trades on here, right? And the thing that I do like about this though, is, I mean, you can, like if I wanted to adjust my take profit, you know, I can simply just kind of drag it around on here. You know, you can kind of move things around. and you can kind of see how to tell you how many pips you get, you know, your take profit. So there are advantages to using a computer. It's just not, you know, your phone is just like quick, right? So you can kind of see, you know, how that works. So now for my trailing stop loss, you see you have to have all this already in there. So I come to the stop loss, I'm gonna right click it. I'm gonna come to stop loss, okay? And that says points. That definitely says points. I don't want points, I want pips. So let's say if I wanted a 30, you know, a 30 pip trailing stop loss, okay? So if I just wanted 20, 30 or whatever, I'm gonna, oh, actually that's not what I want. I'm gonna have to do it custom. So I'm gonna come down here, and I didn't mean to click it. I was trying to hover over it because that would only be 3. And I'm about to get kicked out of here real quick. Let me hurry up. So I would have to type in the 300 and adjust it, right? So because you want it to, you definitely want to make sure, because that's points. So you want to make sure it's pips. So you can't make that adjustment in there. So, and you always want to check with your broker, and of course try it in a demo account first. Always try it in a demo account first, okay? Make sure you try that in a demo account first to make sure you're comfortable doing it. Anytime you do something new, anytime you do something different that you have not done before, go back to your demo account. Make sure you go back to your demo account, okay? Points are indices, okay? Let me make that clear. This says points on here, but just to be clear, points are indices. Pips are like GBP, my Forex pairs, right? So if you go, I know I don't have that on here, but if I go, like what we're reading is to the right side of the decimal, you know, what we're reading is to the, so it just pulled back, right? And it kicked me out. So I'm kicked out, but I'm kicked out in profit. So I got kicked out in profit. So we hit my trailing stop loss. So you just literally saw how that works. It kicked me out in profit. So that's what you want to be able to do with it. That's how a trailing stop loss is going to work for you. And that's why you want to, it's just that simple, right? Click it and put your trail in, and that's how you work it. It's literally just that simple. So you saw it pull back and it kicked me out in profit. Now, where is that going to bring you some value? So we pulled a trade earlier. Let me put these lines back in. Okay, let me put these lines back in. We pulled a trade earlier because we were going to pull some tonight. I'm going to see how, and I'm going to answer that question. I'm not done answering that question. I'm going to answer that question about the indices and the points. So, but, you know, while I'm doing that, I'm going to answer that question about the points for indices, but if you guys are with me and understand what we just did, let me get a 555 in the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, the broker platform, that MetaTrader 4 that I'm using, you literally have to get that from your broker, okay? You have to get that from your broker. You have to get that from your broker. Okay, you have to get that from, you go to your broker site and you have to download it from your broker. You don't just go online and get it, you have to download it from your broker. So log onto your broker site and then download it, because you have to use the one that's compatible to your broker. So whatever broker you're using, you have to use the one that's compatible to your broker. So they actually had another take profit down lower. Let me see. 96803. It was one down. It was another one that was down further than this. It was one down here. I guess it really don't matter because it turned around. So I'm not gonna really get that precise with the one down here. I just kind of want to show you guys. You're like, I got it. Let me see. Now, okay. All right. So, but just to kind of show you, because I know that there was another, because it actually, the entry was one that I gave out, and it was one that I gave out, and so we got our entry here. So understanding the confluence, and you can kind of see how the trade began to play out. Okay. So here we go on a 4-hour chart. Okay. So we pulled this off of the vibrata. Now, not the vibrato, we got this one from the harmonic scanner, what I have up, so we can pull some more. And of course, and then I'll explain to you how the pivots work again, okay? And this is what we'll be, you know, for the next week, making sure you guys understand it. But I wanted to make sure the reason why I wanted to show you the trailing stop loss is because of this right here. So it actually hit take profit 2, which would have been this one. So this is where, so this one shouldn't be here. It was this one. So this is probably where many of you enter, because this is where I drew that blue line earlier when we were on a call, because we had an entry here. So it did, but it hit take profit 2 before it reversed. It hit take profit 2 before it reversed. And I want to make sure you guys understand, because I'm always saying secure your profit. So secure your profit, you can do it manually, right? And that's what I kind of want to talk to you about, because we're talking about taking longer trades other than just your 10 pips or cash out. So you can do it manually, or you can open your laptop and actually put in a trailing stop loss. And so I just want to give you guys options. So if it does only hit 2 take profits or something, then you guys have options where your profit is secure. Because this actually did hit 2 take profit 2, it just turned around before take profit 3, right? That's what happened to this one. So I know on the call this morning, I drew another line. It wasn't yellow, but just for the sake of understanding, I'm gonna leave this one here. So this literally was like our take profit 2, where this one came down to. So I'll put this take profit 2 right here, okay? I'll put this take profit 2, but yes, this is the trade from this morning. Now, so I'll put this here because this would have been like the take profit 2. So as it's coming down, we had confluence on the hour, right? You come up to the 4-hour, we had confluence where we were getting that crossover, right? We had the confluence. Now, news hit. I mean, literally news hit. So we had the confluence. We had everything that was crossing over. And I want to make the comment, because there was like this PSAR actually did end up flipping on the hour. And there was somebody that on the call this morning, she stated that she normally waits on it to flip on the hour. And and I don't want you to change. If that's been your success and you have success from that, I don't want you to change. Yeah, that was you. Do not change anything you've been doing. You have, I know you've been very successful. Do not change it. If you do change anything, try it in the demo account, okay? And I just wanted to make that clear, because if you are successful in what you've been doing and you've been cashing out, keep cashing out, right? Keep cashing out. One of the options you have is to drop down to the 15-minute chart for a tighter entry. That means tighter entry. That doesn't mean you have to enter there, okay? That doesn't mean you have to enter there. That just, I mean, how many pips was that really? You know, you get another, what, 10, 15 pips out of it? So it means a tighter entry. Just like when we're on the 15-minute chart, you can drop down. That doesn't mean you have to. You notice we don't. So it's just an option to drop down for a tighter entry. So I just want to make that clear, because we talked about that this morning. So if you've been doing the trades and you've been waiting on a PSAR to flip on the hour, then let it stay there and just make sure you got confluence. You know, you on the hour, drop down to the 15, check your confluence on the 15 and the 4-hour. Let that keep doing it the exact same way. Okay, I don't want you to change a thing. So, and on the 15, you know, so you can use the lower time frame as a tighter entry. But the key behind this right here, thank you guys so much. The key behind this right here is what you have is when you have this actually hit take profit 2. It went down. We know today we had news today. We had news. We had news. And it was USD news. So guess what? USD became the stronger currency and the news went up. You cannot control that. That's fundamentals. And I'm always saying secure your profit, secure your profit. One way to secure your profit, is when you get to take profit too, is to move it up to where you're now in a completely risk-free trade. Initially, your stop loss would have been above the PSAR initially, but I can move my stop loss to my entry. Once I hit take profit 1, I can move my stop loss to my entry point. These are just options for you guys, okay? You can move your stop loss to your entry. Now you are in a completely risk-free trade, okay? If it pulls back, what did you lose? Absolutely nothing. You lost absolutely nothing. You're in a completely risk-free trade. So when it hit take profit 2, I move it up to take profit 1, right? So now I'm in a completely risk-free trade and I have profit to take profit 1. So now this is you doing it manually, because if you cannot do it, the trailing stop loss, like we just talked about, this is you doing it manually. So that's a manual option, right? The other one is this is manual. The other one is just you doing it with the trailing stop loss, because you cannot do it manually. I mean, you cannot do a trailing stop loss on your phone. You cannot do it on your phone. That option is only available on your computerized version of that. So if we're going for longer trades, I want you guys to have those options. Oh, well, that's awesome. That illustration answered what you was going to ask the finance doctor. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, and that makes a lot of sense. So do we have any questions, comments? You know, because if we're going to be looking at trades and we're going to be pulling trades and we're going to be using these tools, we want to make sure we maximize them, right? We want to make sure we're getting a maximum benefit. We want to make sure that we put ourselves in a winning position always. So yes, on the calls, we're going to get our 10 pips and cash out. We're going to be in and out, and we're going to look for setups. So always. So when you enter the stop loss on a phone and then once take profit on a computer. Yeah, so when you enter the stop loss, yes. So you move it down. So you move it down. So you just move it down. Thank you. How many pips do I recommend a trail? It's gonna depend, right? It's all gonna depend on the currency that you are trading. So, and then also remember the PSAR is a trailing stop loss. So let's not look at this one. It's like, so look at, I mean, this one you can tell once it hit the news, you know, it kind of got wider. But, you know, once it hit the news, like I said, it got wider. So let's go over here and look at this one. Look, this one's a little smoother. So now look at how the PSAR is here. So this one might be a little bit more because it's GBP, right? Now we're not gonna do that one on the hour because that's like, but look at how many pips that went for. So if I'm here and I'm trailing this stop loss, right? GBP is always more. So that's why I did that one for like 30 pips. The one we just did, I did it for like 30 pips. You see, this one is like 40. This one is about 40 pips, almost. So you just have to play with it. That's why I said get your demo account, right? Get your demo account and play with it for a little while, because you really gotta be comfortable setting that trailing stop loss. You know, a lot of times if I'm on my phone and I don't have the computer by me, you know, once I've set it, you know, I'll remember the numbers. I'll have a screenshot of it. I have taken a picture of it if I'm not going to be by the computer or, you know, or something, and, you know, and you'll pull it down. I cannot explain a Hikinashi candle on a MetaTrader 4 because it's not on there. So you cannot explain that. The Hikinashi candle is not on there. So definitely, you know, but you've got to be talking about you have got to be talking about the on the computer. And no, I definitely not trying to get into that, because I no, that is it's like an overlay. It's like an overlay, and you on the it's really like an overlay, and I stay here. And it's also something that your broker does. So you wanna analyze on a vibrato and not over there. You wanna analyze here and enter your trades with that. You're welcome. Making sure I got this question. When you start on the 15 and check the 5 and the hour for confluence, if trading on the hour, check the 4 hour. Yeah. So yes, if you're trading on the hour, it's like the 15 and the 4. Correct. You're still using the same time frames. So can I go over the strategy again? Yes. Really quickly. All right. So in its simplicity, the BYOB cash out. Three indicators. So, and while I'm going over this, if you got any questions, comments, or testimonies about anything that we covered this evening, drop it in the chat. Because like I said, I'm gonna actually, after I finish this, I'm gonna pull one from the harmonic scanner just to kind of show you what it is that we're looking for and how you can apply that. So definitely do that. So let's see, 3 simple indicators. Blue line, right? Blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum. I got my red candle with a flat top. Once I identify, so it's around the 80. First you look, am I around the 20 or I'm around the 80, okay? It's a round, keyword is a round. Keyword is around. So you might have it here, you know, keyword is around, okay? It's not about, as long as it's not here in the middle. You know, if it was here, but like I can tell, you know, this is definitely a correction. You know, this was in the sale, pulled up, that's a correction. So I know I would have took that trade, right? You know, because that's a correction. But when it's starting, blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum. So, but I'm not starting a trade from here, especially if you're trying to learn this. Blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum, right? Red candle flat top, PSR flip to the top. So it's always around that 80 or a 20. I'm using my stochastic first. Blue line cross over the red and downward momentum. Red candle flat top, PSR flip to the top. If you can remember top, bottom, bottom, right? That will really help you out. Top. That's what I'm looking for. Then I drop down to the 5 minute. This is where I want to do my time frame confluence. Drop down to the 5 minute chart. Do my time frame confluence. Everything here needs to still be selling. I need it to still be selling. If it was not selling, I will pause on my entry. Go up to the hour. When I get to the hour, okay, when I get to the hour is not gonna look like my 5 and my 15. My hour needs to look like something I would put on a watch list. It is never gonna be cookie cutter. This one happens to have a stochastic and a red candle, don't have a PSR. This never gonna be cookie cutter, right? Of course, this one is a much better picture. This one is a much better trade. This one is a much better indication, right? So always, this one is just much better. So of course, this is one that I would want to, you know, it's lined up. So in that case, that's definitely one I would do my 10 pips and cash out. I would trade for my 10 pips and cash out. So if you don't understand support and resistance lines as of yet, you know, 10 pips, cash out, and that's it. So, you know, if you understand support and resistance lines, you know, you can trade it down to that support line. So that's how you actually do that. Now, I have this. Let me see if this is still pulled up. Go to my strategies. I want to go to pivots. Now pivots, I don't think they update the website anymore. I think you have to actually come into im.center to actually do pivots, right? So now these strategies go two different ways, okay? I'm really not here for the strategy. You know, I'm not here for the strategy because we're taking everything back to the BYOB cash out. But the one thing I want you to understand about it is if you pull something off of strategy 2, is it gonna refresh for me? All right, if I pull something off of this one, you can see where, remember, okay, it is strategy 2. We want to kind of stay focused on the strategy 1, and I guess it's just taking a while to load because remember this pivot point is the one that's kind of in the middle, right? And we're looking for those longer trades. This is the one that's kind of in the middle. And the reason I say that is because we're looking for that resistance away from here, or that resistance away from here. So I'm gonna give you something to kind of work with tomorrow, give you guys some things to kind of work with tomorrow. And of course on Tuesday, next Tuesday, we'll get in a little bit more detail on this, but I'm gonna give you something to kind of take home and to kind of work on. So if I take this back to the vibrata, then this is not gonna meet your confluence, right? It's not gonna meet what you're looking for your longer trades. So if I go to strategy 1 and you're kind of looking, when I start pulling these, you know, you notice these aren't in any significant order. They're more like the currencies are just kind of like in alphabetical order unless they've activated to some sort. So even this one was saying it should have been selling to some degree, right? So really I'm kind of looking for something to be at the higher level pivot. We did the training about, what was it, 2 weeks? I mean, last Tuesday, I want to say it's already been loaded, where I kind of explained to you and went through the details on what the pivots are. And especially, so we're looking for that resistance because this is that center point. This P is that center point. We're looking for it to push against this line. If it pushes here, this is that outer resistance on that pivot. This is that outer resistance. When it gets here, it's typically gonna bounce back and pull back in. If it gets out here, it's gonna bounce back and pull back in. Unless it pushes so hard it breaks it and the pivots are gonna readjust, okay? That's what pivots do. So that's what you're looking for because, you know, so you can kind of just scroll through here and kind of grab some currencies. Like you see, this one is around at S1. So this is Euro AUD. If I bring this back over here, Euro AUD, now where is it at? I got my 1 hour. See, look at my 1 hour. Where's my stochastic at on my 1 hour? And now look at my 4 hour. Where is it at? My 4 hour is gearing up. So you want to kind of make sure that it's not going to keep selling though. You know, you definitely want to make sure it doesn't keep selling before you enter it, because that's not enough momentum for me to just jump into a trade. So on this one, I definitely want to make sure that I definitely am pushing up. And then you want to make sure you understand, you know, you got your support and resistance lines, and that's how you determine how you're doing your trade. So you want to at least get that momentum and you pull back up. That's how you pull your see if I'm on a 4 hour. I mean on my hour, that I did that on the 4 hours. So you know, that's how you get, you know, that's how you get that momentum, pulling everything back up. And hopefully you guys remember me telling you to use the line chart to do your support and resistance lines, right? Do the line chart. You want to kind of make sure you see it lining up on the higher time frames before you jump down to the 15 for the tighter entry. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Like the one this morning, it was lining up. Like the hour and the 4 hour were beginning that curve already. So like for this one, right? This one, you see this is, look at where this is. I got my stochastic, but right here, if I look at where my, it's below that resistance point, my 4 hour, you're amazed that you're amazed. So like right here is just, look at this. And so it's kind of got that curve, and you can kind of see where it's at. So I can kind of look left and see what's going on. You always, so you're gonna, with pivots, you're gonna do a little bit more analyzation, right? You're gonna do a little bit more analyzation on it. So then you, for higher time frame confluence, you can check the 32. It's not gonna hurt you. You can enter on a 15 or the 30. That's really not gonna, that's really no big deal, because you're really analyzing the hour and the 4 hour, right? You're analyzing the 4 hour. You're looking at you're analyzing the hour. You got confluence on the 4. You can check the 50. You want to check that 15 for a tighter entry, but you can, if you're dropping down for a tighter entry, it's not gonna really matter. You can enter on the 15 or the 30. It's really not gonna matter. So it's really not gonna matter which one. So, how do I know where to place my support lines? I'm so glad you asked. Now you saw me change to the line chart, right? I'm gonna give you some homework. I'm gonna give y'all some homework. I gave y'all homework on Tuesday. Some of you, now I'm gonna drop down to my how do you know? Always drop down to your line chart. You saw the comment saying you always cannot do it, but you saw me here. The line chart on the hour, right? If you go to the line chart, this is closing prices. The line chart is just closing prices. So the line chart, you're gonna get a much more accurate support and resistance line. You're gonna get them, even though it's an art, not a science, you're gonna be able to just come through here and drop your lines, right? You're gonna be able to come through here and kind of just drop your lines, and you're gonna be able to see it a lot clearer because you're looking for touches. But really quickly, if I come to my harmonic scanner, this is your homework for the weekend, guys. This is your homework for the weekend, because I want you guys to be able to take advantage of us using these products. I just pulled the pivots up. Now I'm gonna give you a harmonic scanner trade, okay? You can kind of see where this is at, Euro JPY. This harmonic scanner identifies, all it does is identify harmonic patterns in the market. It's not giving you a trade, it just identifies harmonic patterns in the market. So this is Euro JPY. So you're gonna come here, you're gonna go to Euro JPY, okay? You're gonna go to Euro JPY. Hopefully I'm on an hour. Actually, I'm on a 15-minute, but that's fine. But you know, I want to be on the hour, but we're gonna do this on the 15. I like drawing mine on the 15-minute. I mean the hour, not the 15-minute. But this trade is right here for the sake of time. I just want you guys to understand that if you kind of see where they're saying this entry, these are all nothing more than support and resistance lines, right? That's all they are. And you can kind of see it's that same pattern, right? You, of course, the candles look different because these are Japanese candles and these are not. These are Hikinashi candles, but it's the same pattern. So you can see where it's down. So if I jump up, do I see confluence yet? Time frame confluence? Absolutely not yet. So of course, I'm not taking a trade as of now. I don't care if it's at that entry point or not. I'm not taking a trade because I don't have my trade set up to look like what I want it to look like, okay? So I don't take a trade until it meets all the criteria on the BYOB cash out. But what your homework is to help you understand support and resistance lines is to come here, change this to a line chart, and draw support and resistance lines, okay? Draw support and resistance lines, come back to the harmonic scanner and identify, just check your answers. You got the answer key in the back of the book right here. Check your answers, that's your homework. So that when we start trading it and you start pulling it, you actually know how to draw it. So answer key right here in the back of the book. Come pull another trade, maybe, before the time run out, maybe. We might get another trade. Well, we might not. So, but you get what I'm saying. So you pull another trade and voila, you actually just come back over to the vibrato, change, pull up the current, type the currency pair right there, change to the line chart from the Hikinashi candles, and then you go back and you check it. But these line charts will help you begin to draw support and resistance lines. All right, guys? Questions, comments, testimonies, because it is definitely time to transition this call. Questions, comments, testimonies. All right. Oh, you guys are so welcome. You guys are so welcome, and I'm so glad you're learning because you are the signal. BYOB Cash Out, BYOB Worldwide. You are a master trader. That's what you are. That's exactly what you are. So I love each and every last one of you guys. So, but we're going to go ahead and